Hey, it's Jaded Gamer here. Just re-uploading the highlights video from yesterday. So I had a bit of a technical issue and the mic wasn't working. So all my dulcet tones had been deleted. Anyway, this was the manufacturer series starting off again. Season 2, Race 1. It's the Red Bull Ring Short Track. And I've chosen Toyota from a manufacturer for this season. I'm going to try and, well, I will do the full season, and I'll post at least a highlights video for every race. Anyway, I hope everyone's safe and well. Hope you're all doing fine. So this is a tough track, something I've never driven on before, and Toyota is a manufacturer that I've never used before. So we're just still on the quest to keep improving. There I am! There's me there! So this is the only thing with the FIA races, that the intros take a little while. So they do a nice slow-mo pass over all the cars. So I had a little bit of practice on this before the race. There's medium tyre requirement and soft tyres available. But I think the idea is to do both. There's the Alpha, he'll be back. So, I mean, it's a good racetrack, but the short nature, well, he'll be back too. The short nature of the racetrack, it's only a 56 second lap, or for me it was anyway. That was one of my best times. It was quite a tough race, so it was 23 laps, medium and soft tyres available. I sort of realised quite early on there wasn't really an issue with the fuel, and it was really just about tyre management. I decided to do 2 stops, so I'd get a decent stint on the mediums and not spend too long on them, but then go on the softs and just punish them. And again, like all my GT Sport video races that I'll put on, this is on the Logitech G29 driving force, using the Wheel Stand Pro and a comfy chair. And I've got a little USB mic. So I did do my live stream video yesterday and achieved the mileage target for GT Sport within the game and got myself up to level 44 in the driver rating. And that's just an in-game rating though, not for GT Sport itself. Excuse me. And there's someone off the track. So this is pretty tough, this. There's a lot of arguments at the S's and at these final 2 corners. Now I go way wide there because I thought I was going to get hit off the track. And there's someone in the pits already. I've got a half-second penalty for going wide, coming into the second, out the second last corner. So try not to be too aggressive here, trying to keep it on point. Still got my half-second penalty. Some lovely engine noises there coming into that. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone's looking after each other. There's new FIA races this week as well. That's me served by penalty. Try not to be a speed bump, a moving speed bump. Right, so I've held it together. We're sitting in 10th place. I'm just really trying not to get too many penalties, and if I do get them, I'm trying to keep them as low as possible. There's some mixed driving going on in the background, as you can probably see. And we'll just put the replay info on so you can see the lap counter. So we're going into lap 3. There's a pretty good turn there. We didn't get too close in personal because I managed to undercut him on the way out of there. But he's fighting me like hell, and the Alpha's catching up with me because I'm being held up. So we get into this, and I let him go so as I can take the right line. But it's really slow, so I end up alongside. I have to brake again and dip out of it, trying to watch the track boundaries as much as possible. I'm just getting used to Toyotas. I'm doing a little bit of practice, just trying to get used to how they feel. This was pretty aggressive, but he let me through. And the Alpha, he's got a much better turn-in. And there's the guy that I overtook, so there's a three-way sandwich there going into that corner, because I couldn't see the third car. I had a look at my radar going into the corner, but I didn't see him appear on it. So I knew the Alpha was there, but I didn't know he had someone on the inside of him too. So the Alpha and I finish our little discussion. And the Corvette forces his way through. I try and keep it within the track boundaries again. Not happy with the Corvette, so I make my way back through again. There was a little nudge there, but nothing penalty worthy, I'm glad to say. So yeah, races this week. I may do a live stream on Wednesday night, depending on how it goes, or I may do just a highlights video like this again. So you can see all the fighting going on through the S's there. And the order's changed quite dramatically. There's the driver in last place is actually going past me and taking 10th off me. But not that quickly. So I tried to keep enough room there, but it was really difficult. So I got a 2-second penalty for that. It looks as though 3 of them are going to try and get into that corner there. I mean, as aggressive as some of it was, it's the start of the season. I'm not in the high lobbies at the moment, so there's a lot of aggressive racing going on. The 2-second penalty is a bit of a killer. I get over to get off the racing line because I was about to get hit by 3 cars. I should have really moved into the racing line, but just as I was ghosting. So I managed to get back into some sort of a group, retain the slipstream, which kind of means I'm not that far away from the top of that group. So I fake him, push him to the outside, and I come back inside, outside for the corner, pushed him to the inside so he was covering me, which slowed him down a little bit. I have to take the shallow line into there, and this guy just kind of goes really wide. The Alpha hits the BMW, which hits me. And then I'm trying to stay out of the BMW's way and also protect the inside of the corner. But it is kind of the slower route. But he undercuts me, which is good driving by him. It was naive of me to brake that late. And then to mess it up on the exit of that as well. So, pretty bad driving there. Definitely have to work on the racecraft a little bit. So we're taking strips out of each other here. We keep it pretty clean. I was a little bit miffed at getting overtaken by the Alpha. I don't think it lasted in front of me for very long. Yeah, so he tried to push me wide again, so we have a little discussion on the rumble strip there. we've done 8 laps on the medium tyres. The Alpha's all over the place going into that. So I'm looking for a penalty for him there. I just keep it nice and tidy. There's a half-second penalty. Well, that McLaren sounds nice. And the Mustang. So a bit neater and tidier from me there. I'm not sure where the Alpha ends up at that point. I didn't have a good exit to that corner. So he's coming under pressure from the McLaren behind him. And I'm looking at this group after just making up a place on the Corvette. I'm looking at this group. Look at all that red. So that's going to bring them into my clutches by the time I get into the last corner. I actually hit him, but he managed to keep it on the track. But this chap, no way, and I ended up going past him. So I made 2 places there. Yeah, 2 places. Or is it 3? Wait until I get out past the pit lane. Sometimes the counter goes a bit crazy when there's other cars in the pit lane, so you have to wait until you're past this pit line so you know that you're not in a false position. Right, so I made 3 places there on that last lap, which is really good. Enjoying myself, the tyres aren't too bad. I know by this point that the fuel's pretty much going to be fine, but I'll know for sure when I go in for my first pit stop. And that was my fastest lap of the race. And all hell breaking loose behind me there. And up into 9th. Really chasing for an 8th place here. Don't know where he was. Sometimes you come round a corner and there's just someone facing the wrong way and no one else is around. So lap 11 on the mediums now. Not quite as close to 8th as I was in the previous lap, but I can see that 10th's got a penalty behind me. So we'll have a new 10th position racer in a second. And that's someone peeling off into the pits there, which is making me think about my tyres. In the mediums I probably could have gone for 14 or 15 laps if I had to. But I reckon that 6 or 7 laps on the softs may have been all I could do. So I split it into 2 6s and an 11. But I didn't do that on this first attempt. So in this first attempt was the one that I recorded because it was the most entertaining race and I got 14 points. I did the race another 2 times and got 11 points, which cancelled out the 14 points. So I ended up with 11 points on the day. But this was the most exciting video. So I've peeled off into the pits a lap late. And at this point I've chosen to go into the soft tyres. That's the Toyota lads. They're going to be my rental lads for the that doesn't sound good. They're going to be the lads in the pits, the pit crew for me during my Toyota races. So that looks pretty dramatic, going straight down to 20th position, but as you come out of the pits it readjusts itself and there we are in 14th, and there's a McLaren at the side of the road. So anyway, trying to get the feel for the soft tyres under a fair amount of pressure. This guy's had a bit of fun, it looks. And the BMW that's chasing me there with the half-second penalty. So anyway, not a lot of Toyotas in the room for this race. But I'm catching up with a group that I've already been past twice, I think. So lap 14 out of 23. Watching the group ahead, braking a bit early and trying to power through it to make some sort of advantage. There's lots of slipstreaming going on here, so I try and go shallow, and he turns in on me a bit. And I may get a penalty for that. Nope, and I get clipped again. So I didn't get a penalty for that. I was really lucky there, actually. Now he's gone way off. So someone else is going into the pits and the numbers fluctuating again. And here we are back at 11th place again. And sometimes you find this with the different strategies. You come out of the pits and you think the race is over. For you anyway, and then you realise that they're going to go in the pits again soon and you're actually okay. So I tend to do a longer first stint, and I always tend to use the harder compound first and get it out of the way, and just try and balance out the equation with my performance on the soft tyres. And there's my fastest lap of the race so far. So not a lot happening on that lap, and just trying to keep it all nice and neat and tidy. And catch the car in front, or at least stay with him. I think he was closing the gap to the cars in front of him. Nice and neat and tidy, just use the limits of the track. I got a good peel off there, and he moves out. He took the corner tighter than I thought he was going to, and I tried to cut past him, and he actually stopped me from overtaking him. So I've dropped, about a second on him? About a second and a half, when I was just about to overtake him just on the start of the start-finish straight. So it was very strategically positioned there. Clearly he knew that that was going to happen, so I came flying out the last bend. There's maybe a Lexus with a penalty, or a McLaren. So now trying to close that gap again, getting ready to try and get past them in the start-finish straight again. So just trying to keep it fast and neat and tidy, use the edges that I've got, get on the power as early as possible, and see what I can gain down the start-finish straight. So we're looking a bit closer there. So you can see that, just trying to take the opportunity there, and as he comes across to try and block me, he hit the front of my car as he was sliding round, and then I get a 4-second penalty. So I wasn't very pleased with that, and let's just say this next lap was a bit angry. Now, I should have actually pitted at this point, but I was a bit miffed. And I wanted to make up for the fact that I was about to have a 4-second penalty, so I didn't want to let go of the wheel. So 53.592 is my fastest lap so far. I am actually catching 5th place in front of me. But now I think I'm going to get a double whammy. I've realised that I've missed my planned pit stop. And a 4-second penalty. So we do both in the same lap, which may actually have minimised the damage, I'm not sure. But it just felt like the right thing to do after having a break in my rhythm with the penalty, the 4-second penalty, which is huge. It's such a big penalty. So the Toyota lads once again, set of softs, and out we go. In what position do we come out in? Again, it looks worse than it is, but I was in 6th. So we're back in 12th. Only 4 laps, including this one, to do it. And there's the Alpha again. So just trying to keep it together as much as possible. I always say that. But you just need to find your rhythm, find that level of concentration when you're just not thinking about it. You're just reacting to the points on the track that you know. So he put himself out in that area again, but he was too slow on the way out. So I had no choice but to go up the inside, or else I would have ran him right off the track. But this time he managed to stay on and not get a penalty for... Oh no, he did get a penalty. He had a penalty on the way around as well, so that must be his thing. So we're in 11th now. And we've got the Corvette in front of us. Again, we know we're quicker than these guys, so we just need to push it as much as we can. I'm starting to enjoy the combo now, the track and car combo by this point. I'm right up behind the Corvette. So he goes defensive, which is a perfectly reasonable move, but then peels out because I didn't force him to go over. And he actually tries to park on the corner and slow me right down. I wasn't having that though. Then we've got lights flashing and early braking stuff going on, so I'm not sure quite what's going on here. I'm assuming he's probably on really worn tyres, which I am not. So the quicker I get past, the better. I think I pushed to the inside here, yep. And he's so wide and so slow. Well, that was my corner. There's going to be a penalty for that. And the Alpha. So we're back in the top 10 again. Last lap. Soft tyres hanging on way too well, so I know I can wring every single ounce out of it. I'm watching the two in front of me arguing, hoping for a massive off, because you know there's no real casualties. So just hoping for an opportunity. They're hitting each other, they're side by side. Two cars directly behind me both get a half-second penalty, which kind of takes them out of me thoughts there. Not really too worried about them. And there's a penalty for one of the cars in front. They were 10th at this point. And we end up 6th. So some of the drivers were penalised, obviously. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That's my highlights of Season 2, Round 1 of the Red Bull Ring Short Track in the Toyota, first of my manufacturer's season. Take care everyone, stay safe, and I will see you next time.